They really would want to pair. I mean, the Nami is something that you could in theory do. The Rel is there, but doesn't feel that great. Feels like it's playable because you have like the Gwen as some insurance, and you know when you have this composition. Oh, no.
We are going aggressive here as Polo and Croco going after Diablo. Is flashless, as we know. Polo chasing after them. Hype will be able to catch up. And there is the first blood going over to the Vi, quickly followed by a second. Croco's Vi, man, he is just built differently.
And this is just such an
for Raptor to get through the larger health bar of this Mountain Dragon. He will be able to secure it, as the Grub's going to be up in a minute 20. There was just enough Brotax to keep him alive. There wasn't enough Brotax to make it a good play.
True.
That's what we got to. Is okay, maybe the Brotax just came in because Diablo is so close to dead. The flash goes over, the double tap, and down goes Diablo. Hype says, yeah, you remember Challenger? I do too.
And that's both summons been as well.
Raptor going to be walking over it here as Morgan. I mean, he can clear out the wave with the needlework and snip, snip. There they all go. So no dive going to be available here as the Winter's Bite going wide. Polo going to be able to just crash over this wall. And they're just sort of babysitting here. Bit of a supervisation situation, Orcs, as we like to say here in the LCK.
Situation. And yeah, just recalling on the ward.
Sometimes you just call window shopping.
The thing is, the turret was right there, and obviously would have taken longer to get back to it, but
down, especially with the jungler in mid lane right there. The Raptor now going to get engaged on here. Cease and Desist is available here for Croco, but he's taking a lot of damage. Magnus Storm to follow up. There's the Cease and Desist, and he flashes away after dealing with the monkey. Vikla just not very many options here. Did have Flash and Emperor's Divide. Didn't find a chance to use it. Hype as well, looking for that item number 2. But this should be first turret. Going over to the Bros. They already have the feats of strength, as it's 4-0 on the
They've
kill.
Actually got a lot of vision around the Dragon, but I just think you can't really contest it.
Whoa, okay, Hype is just going in. The exhaust does come down onto the monkey. The double cyclones have come in, but there is the cease and desist, and the Wukong, absolutely nothing he can do. Clear is also just getting solo killed here in this bottom lane. They've taken down Polo, but that is all BNK are going to be able to collect.
Dominating this matchup, but bear in mind, Clear, this is a pick he's typically comfortable on. This is a matchup where the Rumble typically favored in the early levels to deal with, and with Morgan being this fed, I don't really have an answer.
Well, the Gwen not going to be immune for now, as, okay, the Glacial Fissure doesn't really do too much of anything at all, as the Equalizer just not in the right place. They overextend as Diablo comes in, never mind, Morgan will be taken down. Empress Divide hits 2, the flash from Hype was forgettable at best, and that is a triple kill for Diablo. And as we were singing the Bros' praises, they just kind of don't make it work.
Oh, Croco takes a tower hit, should be able to get an execute here, so that's at least... Oh, he actually isn't. The Leandries giving Vikla that kill as well, so an even bigger boon there. FEARX will be able to get this bot lane tower. Will they be able to get mid as well? We'll have to see.
I mean, he absolutely is, but Raptor is getting lower and lower. Harpoons are coming in, and Clear has to throw down the Equalizer, but it's in the wrong spot. He just misread the play completely. The Magnus Storm is decent. The Rel does still go down, but Diablo is going to follow suit. And this is what happens when the scissors are left to run amok. As BNK, they do have to back away. It is actually a 2-for-1 trade in BNK's favor, even if it did still feel like the Bros had a decent fight out of it. Morgan still wanting to play this one as best he can, as the Orbiterception doing a fair bit of work, but the Bros still going to be backing away here. As Clear, back in once again. I don't know how they didn't win that a whole lot better.
Yeah, managing to take out the Sever was significant. Guys, stop starting. You get shredded. Your resistances get so low, and they just keep starting the Anakin. I feel like it's such a dangerous move to go for.
And the rest of the Bros are back here once again. If at first you don't succeed, let's try for it again. Clear once again is in exactly the same position, puts the Equalizer in exactly the same position, and Morgan, he goes in, but this time there's no one else there, and he's just eradicated. Closer doesn't find the charm, and there goes the Otacon over to BNK. This game, I mean, the tempo vibes have just completely changed.
Big shift in the tempo vibes. You see Closer fishing, not going to find an angle, though. The Dragon is going to be secured as well. BNK FEARX managed to navigate both the Adakan and the Dragon.
But so far in this mid to late game, they absolutely have been.
Yeah, they haven't really given any major opportunities. Since they got that big swing, it's just been those bigger fights, and As well before that, so he can't TP back in with HP. We're looking for Kellen.
Okay, yeah, well, they'll find Kellen. Let's see whether they can actually kill him, though, as Croco doesn't press the R button. And it is going to be the Dragon going very comfortably over to BNK. The Bros realize that it's being taken, and they are going to look to start off this Baron. This will be a fight, though, as Kellen doesn't have an opportunity to go back, as now Vikla gets a flash on top of Closer. The charm's still going to connect, though, and Kellen, he still has the door. It's not quite enough, as now Diablo trying to find Morgan here. He goes Golden Polu with the Magnustorm. The exhaust is decent, and Polu's surviving, but the rest of his carries are not. And BNK, they turn the fight, they stop the Baron, they take the Drake.
And will lose the Baron.
It's just feeling like a bit of an uphill battle now. Bloodthirster completed here for Diablo as well. He is going to even be alive to pick up the Baron here. The only
amount of time, like when Closer went in mid and he just stood there with the door and was like, yeah, I'm what? You know, that was pretty great. When Croco tried
to tear up these structures from the map. This rotation towards the top side going to be unanswerable here by the Ari. And now look to just set up once again. I mean, the Phalanx just gets put back together so comfortably here by BNK FEARX.
Yeah,
and it just first hit like goes down.
They don't have the damage at the moment. It feels like it's so much effort to take down a single target.
As well, just depending on how you frame it. And we are thankfully in the position where we can frame it whichever way we want. It's all right. It's in a turret, not long for the world. Last couple of seconds of the Baron going to be helping out there, and they do.
If there's any pick I feel like BNK FEARX would trust him on, it is the Azir. They set up such a good Azir spot for him. He is so tanky, he does so much damage, still yet to die. They're sending it now, though.
Yeah, they're going to look for it here as Clear is going to be flashing away. That is Infernal Soul, and that will be secured here as Cease and Desist will connect onto Diablo. Magnustorm is fantastic as well as they take down Kellen to start it up, and now the Bros have found their angle, although Vikla, he may have done it himself. Never you mind. He grabs a triple, but Morgan says, I'm the golden boy, and they grab themselves the ace.
Right, group.
Oh God, let's see whether he...
Wait, they're really far. This goes down so fast.
Yeah, we can't be wasting time here, gentlemen.
Croco, where are you going?
Well, they're gonna strategically give up the Baron in favor of winning the team fight when BNK think that they... Well, Morgan parking himself on a little bit of a flank as Vikla is a great target if they can lock him down. Cease and Desist does come on through, but the rest of the team is here. Down to the GA does go the Vi. Now the rest of the Bros are going to show up. Emperor's Divide, fantastic. So is the Magnustorm though, but Closer is caught off on his own. Unable to press the R button. Now Morgan is just evaporated. And Vikla and Diablo are able to make this one work. The flash out, not going to really do anything, and I think that was the backbreaker. As BNK should be able to march up these lanes and take down the Bros here in game one.
And in the end, Morgan finishes Rabadon's after the fight, would deny the Elder flip. They try and send it on a Vikla, but he had the Zhonya's in pocket. And we see BNK FEARX will win the game. Vikla on the Azir, an absolute monster.
We miss out on the health bar of that particular Nexus turret, but that is absolutely fine. The Nexus...
And no, Trundle gives it...
Man, this is a Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa with his composition, fully committing to the dive for BNK FEARX.
A Drake start. As we tick over to 6 minutes. Gold is incredibly even. But I feel like the Bros are poised for another good... to lock this one in. We have the Grub spawning in a minute's time. And right now BNK in a pretty good position to be locking that one up with the vision that they have in the area. There is the Shockwave avoided as Closer decides to go in. He flashes for it but doesn't land the ulti. And Raptor should be able to finish him off. There is First Blood going over to the Nocturne. And sometimes... Just say goodbye to all of the damage that he sustained. Balmy Cinder done here for Morgan as he's just looking to burn the waves. Feel good. And so I felt like this is kind of what happens for the matchup. Is all right, bit of a flash in. Shockwave fantastic there. But I don't know whether it's going to be enough to get him out of dodge. As Closer 5-point strike locks down the kill. The answer is there here for the Bros. There and here. Yeah, both. We could message Keeson and ask.
Some skins they do are just an absolute slam dunk.
Oh yeah, that was definitely one of them. As all right, BNK starting up a dragon here. There's the Shockwave to dive on in, but they get on top of the Xin Zhao, and Croco keeps himself so comfortable. That killer instinct is not what you want to see. As Closer gets into that backline, Vikla in a bit of trouble. They take down the Xin, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? And the answer is a little bit too much. As there is secondary direction. not great for BNK FEARX.
Yeah, and it's kind of night and day, because Vikla last game on the Azir,
yeah,
so on form, and felt like he had complete control of a lot of the fights, and right now really struggling into closes Akali. And with him being that low, you really have to just give up the...
Oh, Train going to get the flash out of clear here. Very nicely done. They do have the paranoia, but they're not going to be able to use it to stop this dragon from going down. Another Infernal Soul this game is Pulverize. Not even going to be used as... Wow! Okay.
That was a decision.
He was as Clear had a bit of a rough one on the Rumble, despite the W in the win-loss column. Certainly not exactly his best performance. His teleport in. Yeah, here we go. Ask and you shall receive, I guess. Heroic charge to try and get Kellen out of here. There's the paranoia. In goes Closer as well. They're looking for the angle. The Train doesn't find the mark, but Croco is unkillable. And the Steadfast Presence stops Clear from really doing much. Now he dives in. The Dominus is cutting them up. And the Akali just kind of accidentally dies. A very awkward position there as Hype is now dashing after Kellen. He will be able to get that kill, but now where are his friends? They're all in the death chamber, and it's Vikla that's chasing down the Corki. He gets a last-second barrier, but that won't do it, and BNK find another mid-game decisive fight.
I do say, though, need to pick better targets than Croco with that Nocturne Orianna.
True.
The Renekton, they got the value. Clear, great work, no notes, but yeah, they just keep ulting this in Zhao, and he just presses ult, and he takes like a little bit of damage.
I'm just going to... Okay, never mind. We've got Kellen doing that thing where he's going to die again.
Okay.
There that is. Raptor, let's see what he's going to do. Is Diablo. They are going to close in. There is the Valkyrie out, but it's not quite going to be enough there. So Diablo now going to be the next to go down. The Bros do manage to trade up. There's a knock up onto Vikla as well as the Train has left the station. Vikla will be knocked up as Croco makes his way in, audaciously charging down this Orianna, and the Bros waste no time making themselves into the advantageous position once again.
Immediate punish comes through. You know, Kellen didn't have his ult. Right. You know what? I'm going to choose to believe it because it sounds good.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that is, sometimes that's better. As okay, this dragon going down lower and lower. There's the paranoia, but out goes the cow, and in goes Croco. There's a shockwave onto 3, but there's not really very much follow-up. They're just looking to make their way out. It's Closer on the backside of this fight. Clear also getting himself set up. The killer instinct comes down. Croco stays alive for such a long time. And Clear is being such a menace, but Closer manages to find the squishies. And now he's trying to get out, but Clear is just a monster. Polu's running, and Closer gets flashed on. Down he goes. As this prehistoric monster is making something happen here.
Croco's so far away, I think it's just gone.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's going to be any way for them to do anything about this. The teleport does come in, and yeah, they spot the health bar, and they're like, well, I guess it's doomed. Still, they're going to go for a fight here as there's a shockwave only onto Polu as the Train comes down. They're looking to now finish off this Crocodile. He's taken down relatively low, but gets out of the fight. Kellen manages to separate Croco. I don't know whether he's exactly the prime target, but they do manage to take him down. And now Closer has to ult his way out of this fight. Does everything trying to escape, but Vikla is chasing down 2 people and winning. BNK looking fantastic. Hype might be able to kill Vikla, but I just think that BNK are looking better. Hype now wants to try and kill Kellen as well. Kellen has been dying a fair bit in this game. Trying to keep him interested at this point in time is probably a good thing.
Oh, Hype, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he's dead now, I think, guys. Clear is just going to be slicing around. Will it be a consolation? Alistair, it will not. He's just going to get baited in.
I mean, this is the second time we've seen Hype just Valkyrie in to die. Guys, we try and be unbiased casters. We can't always be asking for Brotax.
Well, let's see whether some Brotax can be delivered here to save Closer's life, as there is the ulti to come through from this Nocturne. He gets underneath the turret, but it's not going to save him. Shockwave onto the Xin Zhao again, and this time it's the perfect choice. Inner turret going to be taken down, and no amount of Brotax is going to be able to repair this game. The Bros really starting to fall apart now.
Yeah, Morgan going to take this top lane tower, but in the meantime, his bot lane inhib tower is going to go down. And BNK FEARX in firm control. Just feels like...
So it's not like there's any soul point on the table or anything like that, but I mean, that's consolation at best.
Yeah. I think
Now having to watch this inhibitor get sieged as we get back into it. If you guys want a bit of a recap in the state of the game, not great here for the Bros. Although they're looking for Vikla. The train's now out of the station. Let's see whether they can actually make this one work. Already the Orianna has gone down, but it's a fight on two fronts as Morgan managing to buy so much space. Closer goes in, but Raptor does not go down. Wind becomes lightning onto Diablo. That's a big deal, but the follow-up not going to be there. The Bros very happy about getting this one pick, but what can they turn it into?
Maybe a 4 out of 10 on the throw ability.
Yeah, we are moving up.
Moving up the scale. Yeah, Vikla a little bit overextended, without flash, without Zhonya's. They do find the engage. Not super meaningful.
Oh dear. Well, Hype is going to get engaged on here. There's a rogue charge, but it does nothing! Diablo tanks up the turret, though, and it's the Poppy that grabs the kill back. A 1-for-1 trade as both 80 on this Xin Zhao.
You have some ornaments being handed out. You did already have...
All right, there is the kill the Corki angle as we do say goodbye to the cow, but we also say goodbye to the Corki. It's bad news for the Bros as Polu gets feared and taken out. Bellows Breath not quite doing it here as Croco trying to keep himself alive, and he does so pretty well. Clear goes in, but he doesn't manage to get it, and it's the tower that takes him down, but the rest of the team will just be annihilated, and BNK bring down the wallets and say, sorry everyone, it's a 2-0.
Hype over get some vision in the Baron area? Sure. Do not start that Baron. Oh no, they're gonna start it on. Okay,
it's time to start the Baron,
They just send it, you know, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a lot of vision here available for BNK FEARX, but they can turn off the lights, and the Poppycopter not going to quite find the angle here as there go the lights that we were talking about, but it's on to Closer, and he's able to get into the Shroud. Morgan tanking things up, but where is the follow-up? Where is the answer? And the answer is, it's nowhere. They're just going to back away. They lose the on-killer instinct here from Diablo. Supercharges himself, flashes forward, and then leaves. No questions asked as Raptor is looking to take down Croco. He flashes, but it's not going to do anything. And BNK just wipe the floor with Bro in this series.
Bro start the Baron, and it is their demise. BNK FEARX, we thought it'd be a 2-1. They say no. Managing to close out a 2-0 was a scrappy series, a lot of back and forth. In the end, they're the clear victors in this one and will push themselves to second place in the Rise group.
Yep. 1-2 early games, GigaChat still get 2-0'd here by BNK FEARX. Nexus gonna go down, and BNK with a decisive